Hello viewer, welcome back to 54A. As promised in the last little video I did, I'm going to do a rework of an old bowl, the iridescent bowl. Fed up with it, done that. Save using a new piece of wood. I'm going to get rid of all the colour and recolour it, and maybe change the bowl itself slightly, make it a bit bigger. I'll show you anyway. There you go, remember that? Right, I've got to get rid of all this colour, and I think I might make the actual bowl a little bit bigger where that line is there, maybe even bigger still, I don't know yet, but I've got to get rid of this first. So first things first, sharpen your tools, which I've already done. Always do that before the start of a job. Looking better already. It does tend to clog the tool up a bit, so just make sure you keep wiping it off. Now it's nearly, paint's nearly all gone, I'm starting to get some nice shavings off it now. Yeah, we'll take the bowl a little bit bigger, I think. I'll just carry on with that for a bit now, make sure I've got it nice and smooth. That looks a lot better, doesn't it? Just that extra ½ inch bigger for the bowl bit itself. A little ridge to take off there, and then start sanding it. That's looking pretty good. Now there's a lot of sanding to do, because when you're colouring, well, with anything really, but especially with colouring, you've got to be immaculate with your sanding. I'm going to take this down to 400, and then I think I've got a piece of 600 which I'm going to use as well before I even start thinking about putting any colour on. Now that could take a long time. So I'm going to do a bit of power sanding with it. That's if this little battery powered one will work. If not, I'll get the mains one out. So that does make life a bit easier. I'm going to go up through the grits with this anyway, up to 400. Right, let's go down to 400. Lovely and smooth, but I'm going to go with the 600 as well now. That is great. You won't get much smoother than that. Well, you can. I mean, I've got 1000 grit, but I don't think I'll bother with that. There's already a bit of a shine coming on this, which is ideal now for putting some colour on. But I haven't decided what colours yet, so I'll see you in a bit. Okay, nice and clean, sanded down. I've hoovered up, because the last thing you want is a load of dust in the air. You want a nice smooth surface. Rubber gloves, bit of paper towel. Now I'm going to start off by putting a bit of black mainly down the bottom here and just fading up a bit, and I'll knock that back with a bit of sandpaper. It just gives a nice base for the dark colours to go on, I hope. Bit of black on the paper and start rubbing it in. You don't need too much, it goes quite a long way, just a little dab. Get that way up for you so you can see. I'm going to put a bit more on. It's really dark at the bottom here. Don't have to be too fussy with it, because you can sand it back anyway. And let that dry off for a few minutes, and then I'm going to sand it back with a bit of 600 just to take a lot of it off. Before I carry on, notice I've put a piece of board on my lathe bed just in case. I don't want any drips going on the bed. Right, this is earth or brown. Put that over the black. Just getting lighter and lighter as I go up the sides. So already I've got two shades. I've got the black just showing through the earth colour. Put a little bit more on. I do want it quite dark down the bottom. Just fading it very gently up the side a bit. That'll do. And let that dry off for a couple of minutes, and then on to the next colour. Right, the next one I'm going to use, we haven't done before on the other piece I practiced on, is forest green, so we'll see what that turns out like. So blending it in into the brown that I've already got on there. Just feathering the edges a bit now, just pulling it and up a bit further where the next colour will go. And back into the brown. You don't need a lot. edge in. That's coming on nicely. I'll let that dry and then get on to the next colour. I'm going to put some burnt orange on it now. And now some honey. When I've done that, give it a wash over with some yellow. The yellow helps blend every colour in a bit more. So this is going to go all over the bowl. Now I'm going to give it a quick sand down with a 600 grit. When that's dry. Right, that's nice and dry now, and I've made sure there's no dust on it again. I'm going to finish it off with this finishing oil. Now what you do with this, put a coat on, let it dry, put a coat on, let it dry, as many coats as you want until you build it up. Now I'm not using any sanding sealer on this part because that would stop the oil from penetrating the wood. So I'll give it a good dollop of this. That's a technical term, that is. Rub it well in. I should go over it again just to make sure it's got a really good coat on. Looking good. Now I'm going to let that soak in and dry off for at least 4 hours. This is where it can get a bit boring. But if you want a good finish on a piece that you've coloured, you've got to be patient. I shall then give it another coat, and maybe even a third coat, until I'm happy with the finish. So at the moment that's not looking too bad. I haven't bothered with this bit just yet when I get the colouring finished. Doesn't matter what you think of the colours, this is just an example of what you can do and how to apply it. So I'm going to leave it at that for a few hours and I'll see you later on. Right, I've given it 3 coats of the finishing oil, and the final coat, it does say on the tin, you can do it with the lathe spinning and just buff it up a bit for final finish. So here we go. A bit on the inside. Now that has come out a treat. Let's get a bit of extra light on it. There you go. Look at that, that's lovely. That's so smooth. Just get it out the chuck. can see the shine on that now. That's come out absolutely beautiful. Actually, I quite like these colours. Yeah. Now that's just one way you can apply the colour. Another way, you can do it with the lathe spinning. But you won't get, obviously, layers. You'll get it in circles. You can use an airbrush, but I'm just showing you this. This is a basic method, just using bits of paper towel and put what you like on it where you like, basically, and that's it. Quite pleased with that, actually. Yeah. Wonder if I've got any more old bowls I can scrape the colour off. Oh well, viewer, that's about it. How to bung some colour on an old bowl. So I'll see you soon for the next one. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to subscribe. Bye now.